I was involved with the Maag logotype project from the outset. It was briefed in by Bruno, I believe, at the time, and the idea was to take this very well-established premium juice brand logotype and refine it, really, and do something which honoured the heritage of the logotype, but also sort of brought it into line more calligraphically and more consistently in terms of how the letter forms are treated. The existing logo was looking rather lumpy and not so well defined at small sizes. So if you can imagine that when it's used at small sizes on packaging or, well, mainly packaging, it was tending to sort of just blur a little bit and it wasn't for the best, really. The first stage was really just a clean up, just to get the look and feel of the more refined look and feel, if you like, of the letter forms, and then the next set of development was really looking at maybe changing a few things in terms of details, just to push it in a different direction and just sort of test the water in that respect. But the crux of the job really was the first stage, in terms of just getting the letter forms to work and sit better together. So the original logotype is on the top there, and then the modification at the bottom. We can see sort of clearly, really, what's happening is that we're sharpening up the connections. So these connections in the original are quite lumpy, they're quite dense. Also the apexes of the M are very, very heavy, and these were really filling in at small sizes. If we look also at the original C terminal, it's almost as if it's come from a different typeface. It's not in any way a script. It's more of another style. I don't know what it is, but we can see that in the refined version we have much more of a brush-inspired terminal, which is obviously more appropriate for a script. The original had some weight distribution and contrast issues. The E and the C are good examples of this. So the work in the modification was to address that weight distribution here and here. Also, the terminal of the L in the original is flat, and this is not really suitable for the angle at which it terminates, so the angle was changed. Also, the H, the shoulder of the H is very wide, and it's quite disruptive, not so much at large sizes, but at small sizes. It creates a very wide, ill-proportioned looking letter, so the H was condensed somewhat and brought into line with the rest of the letter forms. Yeah, and there were some changes to the ascenders of the H and the L, just to bring them more into line in terms of the angle of inflection compared to the original. It was on and off for around 4 days. So the first iteration, the cleanup stage was around a day's work, feedback from the client, and then the second stage of maybe changing a few details, pushing it in a different direction, maybe another day, and then give or take another day or two just for sort of sign off, and then the final artwork, preparation of the final artwork in Illustrator from FontLab. I do often get involved with logotypes. It's nice to work on a logotype as a kind of respite from the work that we do on the brand fonts on the large scale projects. So it's nice on occasion to dip into these smaller sort of quicker turnaround projects, really. Even though a custom typeface is a huge project, there's still an awful lot of collaboration goes on with the logotypes because it's the front end of a company, of a brand, and we have to get it right. Sometimes we work on logotypes that are connected to a bespoke typeface, and sometimes we work on them independently. And Mikel is an example of an independent logotype. Yeah.